So if we take a look at our actions, whenever we take a look at the actions that I'm able to do as a teacher on the iPad, the very first thing that I can do as a teacher is open an application for students and force open that application on their iPad. So I'm going to choose all students in order to open the application. So I'll choose open. I'm going to choose lock in app after opening, and I'm going to choose notes. Once it has that in there, it will say done, and you'll notice on the iPad now, I can see that they are locked into notes. You'll see that there's a notes group created, but you may have also noticed in the middle, in my actions, it now says unlock, because I have locked these students within the application, and until I choose unlock, they cannot do anything on their iPad. They can push the home button as many times as they would like. They can swipe up from the bottom to try to get the app, the dock to show up, but they cannot. So it locks a student into the application. Just note that as a fail-safe, in case I forget to unlock, students can do a hard reset and it will unlock their device from the Notes app. It will keep the student in the classroom, but they will be able to unlock their iPad. That is designed as a fail-safe. That way it doesn't create a problem where I forget to unlock them, they go to another class, or maybe they need to work on something else, and they have the ability to fix that if I would forget. It's not something that we want to make students aware of, but in the case that something would happen, that I would happen to forget, they could do that. So I'm now going to unlock students. It will now unlock their iPads. It will tell me they've been unlocked, and now the students can navigate out and do whatever they would need to do. Remember, I can do this to all students, a group of students, or an individual. So let's say a group of students, my green group, I would like to navigate the green group to the camera. So I'm going to lock in app. I would choose camera. And on two of my student devices, the one that I've grouped in green, it is going to open the camera on their device. I now know that that group is using the camera, and they can use the camera as needed. Notice it says they are locked in the camera. That's my green group. When I go back to all students, I will see two of my students are locked in the camera. Two of my students are using notes. I need to remember to unlock my students so they can navigate as needed. If I need to navigate one student to an app, I certainly can do that by choosing their name, choosing the app, locking it, and putting them in the application that I need them to be in. So remember, I can do things to all students, groups of students, or individual students. The next option going across is navigate. I can navigate student devices to a particular website. The key is that I need to have had this website made as a bookmark or favorite in Safari before I can navigate them. So in order to do that, I'm going to open Safari, and I'm going to go to wcpsmd.com, and in Safari now I need to make a favorite or a bookmark. I do that by going to the Share option, and you'll see that I can add a bookmark or add to favorites. So I'm going to add a bookmark. I'm going to save the bookmark. Now when I return to Classroom, if I want to navigate all of my students and I choose Safari, you'll see that I can navigate to any of my favorites or any of my bookmarks that I have. If I do not create a bookmark or a favorite in Safari from my iPad, I cannot navigate to the site. I cannot force them to go to a site. It has to come from my favorites or my bookmarks within Safari. So I'm going to navigate to the iPad user guide, and on the student device, it automatically navigates there. It does not lock them in the website. They can navigate away from it if they need to, but it does navigate them there without me having to put the web address on the board or add a QR code or anything of that sort. The next one going across after navigate is lock. I can lock student devices simply by choosing lock, and on their device, it will say this iPad has been locked by, and then the last name of the teacher. This is one of the reasons why it's important that the teacher device have the last name of the teacher as opposed to maybe their first name. When the students are locked into the iPad, they cannot go anywhere. They cannot push the home button or swipe up to navigate away. So I have to remember, this is a very nice and efficient way to get the student's attention, but I have to unlock it. So I can quickly get the student's attention by choosing lock and making sure that they have their attention on me or whatever I need to show them or explain to them. But also, maybe my green group of students, maybe I have 2 students who are just struggling to be able to control themselves with use of the iPad. I can lock just those 2 students as needed, and once I have those 2 students locked, it will show me under all that I have 2 students locked. It will also show me that they are locked based on the group that is created. I do need to remember to unlock those students, and once I unlock them, they can navigate as needed. So lock is a nice way to get students' attention, but also as a management piece to be able to help the students so that they are able to work within the class as needed. And this is a great way for guided learning to happen within my classroom.